Hi, I'm Captain Grant Coppin with Texas Fishing Tips, and this is your weekly fishing report.
Just south of the JFK Causeway here on the west drop off. I'm putting this in the report just because I hit this by accident one day coming in last week. Um, had some engine troubles, had to stop and about right here. And my clients on the boat said, "Hey, can we fish?" I said, "Sure." There were birds working down this west drop off all the way to the bridge. Of course, the tide needs to be low. So if the tide comes up any, those fish are going to move out here into the flat. But when the tide's low, they move off the flat right onto the drop off. So there's been a lot of bait moving up and down the ICW. I've noticed it here south of the bridge. There's a lot of shrimp in the water. That's what we were using for bait. Just just kind of dragging the shrimp behind the boat, but I was on the trolling motor and we were catching plenty of trout just, on our way in after we broke down. Lots of fish. You can use artificials too. Anything with a white paddle tail would work good. The water's real clean in here. And also, if you want to just power pole down and just throw out into the middle with some sea lice or crab, there's a lot of big oversized drum moving through the ICW right now, especially with each passing cold front. And the drum are running harder and harder every day. Over here, just south of PETA, the natural gut here, we've been catching good trout. When I say good trout, it's a relative term nowadays. Remember, on the 16th, the limit's going to go back to 17 to 23 with only 3 per person, nothing over 23. But as of right now, up until the 16th, we're still able to keep 5, 15 to 25 all through here. Just come on down, fish this drop off, especially on a low tide. When the tide's low, they're going to be real tight to this edge with those passing cold fronts. When the water's cranking through here, you can power pull down, throw shrimp on the edge, ease your way down the drop off, catch plenty of trout, even catching a couple redfish here and there. I've been catching a lot of reds up in the flat where it's kind of dirty water, but you know, focusing mainly on the trout and the black drum. That's kind of been my bread and butter lately. With the water temperatures increasing, the trout's been better, and with it getting closer to the drum run, which is actually a little late this year. Usually we have it towards the end of February. We're already into March, and we're now seeing our good drum run. So right on this edge, just south of PETA, been catching good fish. You can do popping corks with long leaders or just anchor up with a short fish finder rig, Carolina rig, and a shrimp on the bottom. Over here in Nighthawk Bay, I've been fishing Nighthawk just a little bit, but only fishing it when the weather's real bad. When it's blowing out of the north and the water gets nice and murked up, that's when I've been catching the most fish. When it's nice and pretty and 5 miles out of the southeast, don't come in here because the water's crystal clear and beautiful and we catch a ton of little dink trout. But when it's murked up and it's blown out of the north and you can work these little guts through the islands, it's been really successful with the drum and some better sized trout. So just on the back side of these islands, north wind, strong, murky water. Down here on the south shore of Baffin, we've been catching some fish, big giant sheephead between Mark 9 and Los Corrales, right on the sandbar drop off. Been catching, some black drum, also some trout. The trout have kind of been scattered through the rocks and the drop off, but I really like a light north wind or a moderate north wind. Of course, 30-mile-an-hour north wind just beats you up down here, but just a solid north wind or maybe just 10 to 20 mile an hour. But anything over 20 mile an hour, you got waves coming over the back of the boat. Of course, if you don't mind getting beat up, the fishing is phenomenal. You can really catch a lot of fish. You get beat up coming over here, dodging rocks, trying to get in here. There's a lot of rocks, so be careful coming in. I've got a lot of them marked on my GPS, but when I say a lot of them, that's just a lot of them, but not all of them. There's a lot of rocks I don't have marked, so even myself, when I'm coming in, I idle all the way to the drop off. And then once I get to the drop off, I put the trolling motor down and work this edge all the way down. And you can catch some good trout and black drum and those huge mongoloid sheephead that we've been seeing pretty much every day right along here.
Captain Grant Coppin, thanks for watching.